Hello, everybody. This is our top 32 quarterbacks ranked heading into 2023. So, obviously, we know about some of the usual suspects: Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Prescott, Rodgers. But let's just get right into it. From 32 to 1, let's get right into it. Now, before we get into this, understand this is my opinion, and you are more than welcome to put in the comments down below how you feel about my rankings as far as the quarterbacks. But now let's get started. At number 32, I have Desmond Ridder. Now, the reason why I have Desmond Ridder at number 32, well, basically, the reason being is we got a small sample size out of him last year. And some Falcons fans will say they felt like, you know, they saw some potential, and he does. He has potential, but it was a very small sample size, and he didn't look all that great, but nonetheless, I have him at 32. I got to see more out of him before I can, second guess as far as putting him last on my 2023 QB rankings. At number 31, I have Sam Howell. Now, Sam Howell actually played a game and a half, I think. I think he may have played half of the game against the Browns the week prior, but he started and played the entire duration of the game against Dallas, which you can see a picture of here. I thought he was efficient, but at the same time, I truly don't. But he still made some head scratching decisions, especially that interception that he threw in the back of the end zone that costed the Commanders points. Now, I just have a, bad feeling in my, eyes. I have a concerned feeling in my eyes. Had the Cowboys had been playing a lot harder to win that game, how well had Sam Howell would have done? Well, we don't know. But nonetheless, I guess you can say he did pretty efficient. Other than that one interception that he threw in the back of the end zone, I guess he did a pretty good job of not putting the ball in harm's way. He threw a couple deep balls in that game that I have to admit they were dimes. So you can tell he's got a pretty good, deep ball accuracy. And currently, I just have to see more out of him. I have him at number 31. At number 30, I have Trey Lance. And I have Trey Lance at number 30. I don't know. I'm still puzzled on how well he's going to do this season. As I said in my previous rankings video from 32 to 1, I did a ranking NFL teams heading into the 2023 season. If you want to go find out my opinion on those, then go check it out. But I heard they said that Trey Lance had been training with Patrick Mahomes and that his mechanics had really improved. But I don't know. Like, from what we saw in the games that he played, he didn't look that good. And I don't know. Again, we need to see him improve his passing skills. They said that they've improved, but we got to see it on the field game time. We know that he can be dangerous with his legs, but we got to see what he can do with his arm. At number 29, okay, so at this point, I'm basically ranking all of the young quarterbacks that just got drafted. So basically, I have Bryce Young, and I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism for this, but I have Bryce Young currently, in my opinion, ranked the lowest out of the young QBs heading in. He's small and wiry, and he doesn't he's not quick enough, he's not athletic enough to truly be able to get away from players when he was in college. Just imagine when you're going to the NFL, where you're not going up against young college kids anymore. You're going up against veterans who've played the game and seen everything long enough where they can catch you slipping. And that's definitely where Bryce Young is at harm's way. And with, again, him being 5'10", 190 pounds, you see how he can do when he can create or improvise. But I just don't know truly if it's going to. I'm not saying that it's going to work at the NFL level, but I don't know if he'll be able to make it work right away in the NFL level. He's going to need some time to work on it, but currently, right now, I have him number 29 and ranked the lowest out of the quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks heading into the 2023 season. At number 28, I have Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson has the size, he has the physique, he has the physical tools and skills to be able to do it. And being the fact that I don't know if Bryce Young truly has the mind yet, that's also lacking him. Shane Steichen will be able to work with Anthony Richardson and do exactly what he did with Jalen Hurts. I think Anthony Richardson will be a really good piece for the Indianapolis Colts. He gives me Cam Newton vibes. And we all remember what Cam Newton did when he took the NFL by storm his rookie year. And I think Anthony Richardson can definitely be that. At number 27, I have CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, in my opinion, he has the physical abilities. He has the mind. You saw him in college. I know this is the NFL, but he already in college was showing signs of an NFL quarterback with his mind and his decision making. I think he'll be able to translate it to the NFL. And in my opinion, he is definitely a candidate to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, I said it. I think CJ Stroud is a very potential candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. At number 26, I have Jordan Love. There is no doubt about it. Make no mistake about it. Jordan Love is going to show people what he can do. I thought, in my opinion, that he showed when he had to take over for an injured Aaron Rodgers against the Eagles, and that crossing pattern that he threw to, first of all, he threw two absolute dimes to Christian Watson. First, he threw the comeback route to the sideline, and then on the next play, he threw a crossing pattern to Christian Watson. Watson, with his speed, took it the distance and outran the entire Eagles defense for the touchdown. And I'm just saying, in my opinion, that is a sign of things to come for Jordan Love. Now, we all remember what he did in that one game where he had to start over Aaron Rodgers because Rodgers was had tested positive for COVID. Well, he didn't play that great, but at the same time, he wasn't ready, truly. And there's a reason why he wasn't ready because Aaron Rodgers was still in the building. So at the end of the day, I think with this whole off season and training camp upcoming, Jordan Love is going to put together and build his craft, and by the season comes around, I think he's going to be really good. Now, the reason why I have him at number 26 is obviously because of a small sample size. He doesn't have a, big body of work or has established himself currently yet for me to put him any higher. But trust me, this is going to change next year because I think he's going to have a really, really good season. At number 25, I have Baker Mayfield. Now, there's a reason why I used this picture. How in the world is he going to be able to fill the shoes of Tom Brady for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I mean, you saw how he was clearly a shell of himself near the end of that 2021 season where they proclaimed that his shoulder was, bothering him all season long. He had a torn labrum or something like that. Something that was pretty similar to what Drew Brees had back in 2005 that ended his tenure as a San Diego Charger. But yeah, what is Baker Mayfield going to do? He's already proven to us that he is a below average quarterback. And the thing is, I've gone over this before. When he doesn't have a consistently good running game to rely upon, he's basically Zach Wilson. I hate to say it, but he is. So he's got good weapons in Mike Evans and obviously Chris Godwin and a good offensive line, but their running game of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has been near the bottom over the last few years, even with Tom Brady. So I don't know truly what Baker Mayfield's going to be able to do, but we'll see what he can do. Currently, I have him number 25, though. At number 24, I have Ryan Tannehill. What truly is next for Ryan Tannehill? Because I can tell you right now, it won't be long until he possibly could get his starting job taken away from Will Levis. Now, they tried it with Malik Willis. It just didn't work out. But Ryan Tannehill is a front runner for this Tennessee Titans team. We all can see it. He showed it when even in 2019 when they made it all the way to the AFC Championship game. When the Chiefs shut down Derrick Henry and the game was now put in the hands of Ryan Tannehill, what did he do? He choked. He absolutely folded like a roly-poly. And we have to admit that. He is a front runner for this Tennessee Titans team. And he needs to be able to rely upon Derrick Henry and his rushing dominance in order to look good. But nonetheless, I have him at number 24. He is a veteran, and there's still some things that he clearly knows better than the other 8 quarterbacks. At number 23, hold up. At number 23, I have Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a pretty bad season last year. I can admit that. But there's a reason why he had a bad season last year. He had terrible coaching. Matt Patricia was calling plays on offense like I don't know what Bill Belichick was thinking. I don't know if it's an ego that he just wanted to prove, like, I'm the best head coach in NFL history. I can make anything work. But it clearly did not work. Also, I me personally, I think Mac Jones didn't have very many weapons to really rely upon. He had Devontae Parker, but that was about it. Now they signed Juju Smith-Schuster, and I think that will help a little bit. I won't lie to you. But now that they hired Bill O'Brien to be their offensive coordinator, that will help Mac Jones as well. And it will make this team take a big step higher offensively back to where they were in 2021. But nonetheless, Mac Jones is still a pretty good quarterback, that can, definitely, improve. But I think he got a bad rap last year with the terrible coaching that he had around him. At number 22, I have Kyler Murray. I don't know what is going on with Kyler Murray, but I mean, he looked like a superstar quarterback that was on the rise his first 3 seasons. And then after that 10-2 start that the Cardinals had in 2021, he started to play like a shell of himself. And we know the plays that he normally is able to make. You saw what he did on that 1 2-point conversion against the Raiders, or everything that he did against the Raiders when they came back from down 17. That's who he is, and that's what he's normally been able to prove. But he just has been pretty bad lately. And I can't even make him a middle of the pack quarterback because I just really believe there are quarterbacks on here that I would have to put above him because he's just played absolutely disastrous. Not to mention, he's trying to rehab from a torn ACL going into the 2023 season, and knowing his play style, and he does backyard football and all that, I think he's going to take a major, major hit and step back in 2023. And the Cardinals are not going to be very good at all. And neither is Kyler Murray. At number 21, I have Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson definitely was not very good last year. But he showed signs of looking like the usual Russell Wilson at times. We all remember the first game of the year against Seattle where he did look pretty good. He looked okay. And we remember the game he had against Las Vegas the first time. The game that he had, both games that he had against Kansas City where he had passer ratings of over 100. These were all games that Russell Wilson looked pretty good and had passer ratings of over 100. In the last game of the year against the Chargers, you saw Russ look like Russ again. So I'm just trying to figure out, was it, I don't know, was it the coaching? Was it Nathaniel Hackett? Or was it Russell Wilson just trying to transition into a new environment and on a new team? I don't know. Before this, he had only ever played for one team his whole career. So I'm not sure. But I think Russell Wilson could definitely play way better than what he put out there on the field last year. I mean, like, I have no clue, but nonetheless, I still think that he still can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm putting him just above like the bottom 10 in the NFL because I still think he is Russell Wilson. And I think last year he showed games that showed me that, you know what, Russell Wilson can still be Russell Wilson. And with Sean Payton coming in, I don't know, maybe he can spring in some of that magic pixie dust on Russell Wilson to make him a better player. At number 20, I have Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, um, I feel like he's a little bit like Ryan Tannehill. He was a front runner with Kyle Shanahan and his system with the 49ers. But I think he might just be a little bit better. I think he has shown at times that he can be the guy that wins the game for his team. I think about that game in the regular season finale against the LA Rams that got them in the playoffs in 2021. I think about the game against the Green Bay Packers that same year, where he got into a duel with Aaron Rodgers. He looked pretty good in that game. I think about the game he had against Drew Brees and the Saints in 2019 when they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, where he had over 300 yards and he played except very well in that game. Like, he's shown games where he can put the team on his back and win the game if needed. But overall, he's never had to do that all the time. But he's going to a Raiders team that has a dreadful defense. We'll see how much they can improve or descend. And he's definitely not going to a team that is anywhere close to the level when he was with the 49ers. At number 19, I have Justin Fields. Now, y'all saw me obviously do a reaction yesterday to Justin Fields highlights. That dude is a beast. All right, he's a beast. We all know he is a great runner and he can create and make some, opposing players look stupid. But I still think that he does have some improvement that he needs to make and work on his craft as far as his passing ability. But nonetheless, I think Justin Fields will continue to get better and sky's the limit for Justin Fields. At number 18, I have Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was clearly suffering from the injury he had on his throwing elbow that was lingering him all off season. And if he can, in my opinion, he's still got one of the strongest arms in the league, and he still can be one of the best quarterbacks. But obviously, unfortunately, last year was a down year for Stafford. And if he can even get close to where he was in 2021 when the Rams won the Super Bowl, if he can even get close to that type of health, then you're talking about a guy who can definitely, go from plummeting down to 18 to jumping his way back to definitely being a top 10 QB again. At number 17, I have Kenny Pickett. Now, Kenny Pickett was a rookie last year, and he showed some signs of being a rookie. Everybody has them. But, I mean, me personally, he showed some great things, and he showed some bad ones too. I think he definitely proved to people last year that he definitely can have the clutch in the car. So think about how many times last year Kenny Pickett led the Steelers on game-winning drives in the 2-minute drill. He definitely is that guy. He's got that Big Ben Wild factor in him a little bit. I think he can take a leap in his sophomore year, and Steeler fans, you should be excited because this kid can definitely be a guy that can be the future for your franchise. Nonetheless, that is it for right now. This was my part one because we can't have this video too long. So I'm going to cut these down into two parts. So this is part one. Stay tuned for part two where we just proceed to the rest of these rankings. I appreciate anybody who's here, any of the audience that are watching my video. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below how you feel about my rankings so far. And that is it. Peace.